Hi, little Isaac. Grandma Suzanne here. I'm a little worn out because this is the morning that I moved the mother and chicks down and the two surviving hens up. And I cleared the space and got it all ready last night. And everything was going well. I moved the two adult hens up first, and I let out the other ones, which might have been a mistake. And then I tried to catch the four little chicks and the mother hen. So I got two chicks right away, and the Australorps are more timid. So I moved the two chicks down, and then I moved the mom. Then I got the mom and moved her down. Then I went back for the two chicks. Well, I got one of the Australorps pretty quickly, put her in the box, put a lid on it. And then after a little while, I got the other Australorp. And when I lifted the lid to put her in, the other one jumped out. So she's now out in a pen with 13 hostile hens. And her mom and the other chicks are in a different place. So that was a real challenge because she's tiny and was running from me and pecking at them. And the cats are out. So it was a challenge. So, and it poured buckets, buckets, buckets. So every step you take, you literally slip and it's mud everywhere. So yeah, it was a challenge. So what I finally did was, luckily she went out of the hen near the black raspberry, out of the pen near the black raspberries. So then I uh, was trying, couldn't get her because she kept going under and it's thick in there. Brambles, after all, the bramble patch. So I went down and figured I'll just pick the berries and then maybe I'll at least keep the cats away from her. And then if I can get her, I'll get her. So I went down and washed my hands, came back, couldn't find her anywhere. And for a while, I couldn't find her. And then I thought, let me get the mother hen, and maybe the mother hen can draw her out. So I had the mother hen in my arms. She was squirming and squirming, but eventually the little hen came, the little chick came. And what's interesting is that maybe their eyesight's not so good because she never looked. Like she'd be close to her and not see the mother hen. So that took a while. And then when I got her to sort of go running down towards the pen, then at that point when she was at the lower level, she ran towards the pen. Then I could put the mother hen in, and then she was right near the pen. And then at that point, it was easier to catch her and then put her in. So they're all reunited. They're all safe, and they love it there. And then when I went up, because of all that, I couldn't secure the division. So the two surviving hens were just being beaten up a lot. But most of the hens, and they weren't in the lower section, and most of the other hens were in the lower section. So I put the divider up, so all the hens except the couple that were laying are down in the smaller section. And those two embattled little surviving hens now have the big section. So at least there'll be a period of time where they're not getting beat up. And then I took a break and said, okay, everybody's safe. And that's a good stopping point for right now. It's going to work. It just was a bit of a challenge to get them moved. And I think if the division had been a little more secure to start with, it would have been easier. And I think if I had at least boxed up the little hens first before I let out the other ones, it wouldn't have been much better. But it's done, and I'm glad. And I'm not going to read the book today because that means every time you'd want this book, you'd have to hear the story again, and it gets old fast. So anyway, there you have it. Um, let's see. Well, what can we do? Maybe what I'll do instead of reading one of the books I was going to read is read you a poem. One moment. I'm bringing one. Don't worry, little guy. The poem is coming. I know, Gabby. else for today, for the morning, so we're going to read a poem now. This book is called You and Me, Poems of Friendship, selected and illustrated by Salley Mavor. I have a friend. I have a friend who keeps on standing on her hands. That's fine, except I find it very difficult to talk to her unless I stand on mine. That's an interesting point. I'm going to read it again. I have a friend who keeps on standing on her hands. That's fine, except I find it very difficult to talk to her unless I stand on mine. Rhythmic, rhyming, cute. Let's move on. Chums. It's a picture of a boy with his dog, and the dog bowl spells chums, which is another word for friend. It's kind of a casual word for friends. He sits and begs, he gives a paw. He is, as you can see, the finest dog you ever saw, and he belongs to me. He follows everywhere I go, and even when I swim. I laugh because he thinks, that I belong to him. By Arthur Guderman. Not sure how to pronounce that. This is a cute drawing because it's surrounded by clay. Um, Everything's made of clay, including the dog biscuits and the dog paw prints up here. I'm going to read it again. He sits and begs, he gives a paw. He is, as you can see, the finest dog you ever saw, and he belongs to me. He follows everywhere I go, and even when I swim. I laugh because he thinks, that I belong to him. That one didn't have a title unless it was Chums. This one is Teresa's Red Adidas, and they have a picture. This is not made of clay. These are cloth dolls. Everything's made of cloth, and the title is embroidered. There's a jump rope. Oh, I used to love jump rope. I was good at jump rope. We used to do individual jump rope, but we also did the one where two people would hold the rope and the person in the middle would jump, and you got good at different things with that. Maybe you'll do that when you get a bit older. When I was little, if you go down a street, you would always see jump rope. Any street where kids were playing, there was jump rope going on. I haven't seen that in years and years and years. But it's what we did for hours and hours. I think that I shall never view shoes as nice as those on you. They're red and soft with stripes of white. One goes left, the other right. I hope they let you run quick fast. I also hope they last and last. Shoes are made for feet like those, and I just love the ones you chose. Teresa's Red Adidas. Cute poem. However, as a writer, let me say that Emily Dickinson might be a little peeved because that first line, I think, is straight from one of her poems. Though I think she says, I think that I shall never see a poem lovely as a tree. Great little poem there. So he says, I think that I shall never view shoes as nice as those on you. They're red and soft with stripes of white. One goes left, the other right. I hope they let you run quick fast. I also hope they last and last. Shoes are made for feet like those, and I just love the ones you chose. That is a nice poem. I guess red Adidas are a good kind of shoe to jump rope in. We just jumped in whatever we were wearing, which was probably Keds or anything. Back then, you didn't so much think about sport shoes. You either had shoes, like I guess saddle shoes like you wore to go to school, or you had kids, which were the kind of like basketball shoes now, I guess, low tops and high tops, but they came in different colors, and they had a little blue sticker at the back that said kids. Then there were cheaper versions. Funny how things have changed, and little things that you don't. Of course, you think about computers, but then there's these little things that jump rope you don't think about until suddenly you see a picture and realize, hey, I haven't seen that in a while. Now, this one is something we had back then and we have now, and your mom did it. It's called lemonade stand. And this is another one where the creatures in the picture are made out of cloth. And most of the books we have, they're drawings of, or paintings, but these are actually three-dimensional figures that they've made of everything, even the chair and the legs and the tree and the teapot and the cups. It's all three-dimensional things that they made and then took a picture of to put in their book. Even the little cat up in the tree, and then they embroider lemonade stand. I like to embroider, but this isn't my favorite style of embroidery, but it's nice. Lemonade stand. Every summer, under the shade, we fix up a stand to sell lemonade. A stack of cups, a pitcher of ice, a shirtboard sign to tell the price. A dime for the big, a nickel for small, the nickel cups short, the dime cups tall. Plenty of sugar to make it sweet, and sometimes cookies for us to eat. But when the sun moves into the shade, it gets too hot to sell lemonade. Nobody stops, so we put things away and drink what's left and start to play. That poem is by Myra Cone Livingston, and I'll read it again. Lemonade stand. Every summer, under the shade, we fix up a stand to sell lemonade. A stack of cups, a pitcher of ice, a shirtboard sign to tell the price. A dime for the big, a nickel for small, the nickel cups short, the dime cups tall. Plenty of sugar to make it sweet, and sometimes cookies for us to eat. But when the sun moves into the shade, it gets too hot to sell lemonade. Nobody stops, so we put things away and drink what's left and start to play. Did you like that one? Now tell the truth. Did you? I mean, it wasn't my favorite. I'll tell you why. It was fine. And it's good. It's simple. It's very rhythmic. It's almost bat, 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 bat. Very do, 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 do. Very rhythmic. It's got good rhyme. So it's almost like an exercise in just telling a little bit of it's not a tale, it's just a lemonade stand describing it and doing it with simple words and rhyme, which is nice. Some of the poems are gaspingly beautiful. This one is just kind of fun, which is good too. You don't want everyone to be gaspingly beautiful because you'd be gasping all day long. Oh dear, we're running out of time. I'll read one more. It's called Sidewalks. More of the soft sculptured people made out of cloth and felt. These are felted. They've all been felted. A sidewalk is a wide walk, a let's step out and stride walk, a two abreast let's glide walk, an arm in arm let's talk walk, a pigeon and a bug walk, a shoulder-hugging snug walk, a hot dog and balloon walk, an under sun or moon walk, a grass grows in the crack walk, a rainy day wet track walk, a place where you and I walk and talk and talk and talk. That one is by Patricia Hubble, and I'm going to show you the picture because I rushed it. A lot of work went into this. This is felted. There's a felt background. The people are made with felt, which is wool that's been contracted by agitation in hot water. Different bright colors of the felt. Really a lot of detail. It's not my favorite kind of art, but you can appreciate the work that went into it. So there you have it, a tale of moving chicks, chickens, and assorted birds within the flock, and poems from the book You and Me, Poems of Friendship. I love you, little guy. Have a wonderful day.